Hello folks, and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I've last posted any type of content, but believe me, it's not for lack of opinions. It's just that life has been a little hectic lately, and I don't want to get into details because I like my personal life personal. But regardless of that, I wanted to talk about this movie in particular, Superman 2025. Now, before I get into the nitty-gritty about the things I don't like and the things that could have been improved from this movie, I'll go ahead and say that this movie is a guaranteed 7.5 out of 10 if I'm being honest. It's definitely one of the best Superman movies I've seen. I used to say that my opinion on Superman movies is the same as my opinion on genders. There are only two and the rest are mental disorders. However, this one makes me change my list. There are 3 good Superman films, and this one is most definitely the 3rd. I recommend you go watch it. I recommend you buy it. I recommend you rent it. Just enjoy the movie because it's wonderful. And before I get into my bad points, let me just say the things I love about it. A, it feels like a comic book movie. I love that about superhero flicks. My gripe with this movie, however, is placed almost solely on the Justice Gang. Why are they here? Nothing against the actors, nothing against the characters. All of them are fantastic. They played their roles well, and the characters are very interesting. However, these characters are not related to Superman and do not belong in a Superman movie. Especially in a movie that's claiming to be a return to form for the character. Why are Mr. Terrific, Hot Girl, Guy Gardner, and Metamorpho here? It feels like the studios or the director or the writer doesn't believe that Superman is a big enough character or that the actor is not a capable enough actor to float this movie on their own. And I believe both are false. I believe the character is sound enough and the actor more than capable enough. And worst of all is that these characters, I understand their necessity, right? You need Mr. Terrific because he's the smart guy that helps Lois Lane understand the technical aspects of what Lex Luthor is doing. And you need Hot Girl and Guy Gardner because they can do the violence. They are capable of fighting with Superman as well as Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific is also a capable fighter. And they are capable of doing the fighting with Superman and defending Lois Lane from threats. This is true. However, those characters could have easily been replaced with characters from the Superman universe, from the Superman stories. Mr. Terrific could have been replaced with Emil Hamilton, a well-known Superman character who is a scientist, who works with Superman often, who is also an astrophysicist. So I believe this would be right in his wheelhouse when it came to pocket dimensions and things like that. However, they don't use him. And more importantly, they have Supergirl and Krypto, but they really don't use them all that much, at least not as much as you think they should for a Superman movie. When a little child is holding up a Superman flag and he gets Green Lantern, I feel like you're failing a Superman movie. This movie could have just as easily been about Superman overcoming the nature of his origins while also trying to teach Supergirl why being a superhero is important and why she should do it. I imagine at the climax of the film, instead of the Justice Gang showing up to that country and defending those people from that invasion, Supergirl had shown up. And now she finally understands the importance of being a hero and how good helping people feels. And it shows a great growth of her character from being self-interested and depressed to being unselfish, to being caring and being completely self-actualized. Metamorpho is also unnecessary because he could have just as easily been Metallo. Honestly, the lack of other Superman villains in this movie is kind of concerning. Like, no Parasite, no Zod, no Metallo, no Bizarro, well, kinda. Nothing else. No Toy Man, no Tinkerer, no Prankster. Really? That seems ridiculous. No Lobo? And yes, I understand that he already showed these people in the trailer, but I feel like that's a stupid move to have them in the movie. And more importantly, they feel like they should be a cameo at the end of the in the end credits of the film, not a steady characters throughout. Like I said, they're not Superman characters and they shouldn't be there. Another gripe I have with the film is that the story needs to just be a little simpler, right? The reason why people show people, the reason why when you introduce Superman to people, you choose Christopher Reeve's first movie, because it's so simple. A child can grasp it, even though it's dealing with stuff like real estate law. The music was great. The soundtrack was amazing. The actors are great. Everyone does their job right. I have no real complaints about the movie other than there were some characters that shouldn't be there and the plot's a little convoluted. Other than that, it's fantastic. And now no one can accuse James Gunn of not understanding Superman, because this does feel like Superman. Henry Cavill, great actor, great person. He could have been a perfect Superman if he had had a script like this. They did Henry Cavill dirty, agreed. But this is a great movie, and although I stand with Cavill, his Superman movies aren't nearly as good as this one. And I hate to say that because I love Henry. I love what they did with Jimmy. They made him something of a womanizer, and I think that's great. I mean, they changed so much about Jimmy over the years. They never really gave this man a character. And the ones that did give him a character, they made him Superman's pal. And he's still Superman's pal, but now he has this whole wanderer bachelor type, and I love it. But yeah, that's my review of Superman 2025. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you give this movie a watch and enjoy it as much as I did. Have a good day, and see you next time.